on one shoulder, and the other shoulder was Kinison going, "Let's go to a titty bar and snort some cocaine." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow, right?" So I just went with Sam, and I didn't see him again for years. And but that's where I got the dates to do 50 weeks, enough to pay the bills.
What year was that? About it had to be
like
before
I said,
94.
I would say 88 or
wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was at the top of his fucking game.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Good Lord, it was amazing. It was amazing to see. I hadn't seen. I don't think I had even seen. Well, I know I hadn't seen homosexual necrophilia ever, and he did it in that set. And so it was a newer set. It was mostly stuff I hadn't seen, but back then he was pretty prolific with that amazing stuff. He built a bridge that a bunch of comics walked across, and that bridge, I'm good at naming bridges and comedy, and that was a bridge that people can genuinely find you disgusting and you can still make them laugh. And I don't think anybody knew that before Sam. Sam was gut level fucking. Just unpleasant in his views and his opinions, and but was such a gifted orator that he could still fucking hook you into it, even if you're like afterwards you felt dirty about it. I mean, it's something you're really good at too.
I watched that. I still remember not doing comedy, just snorting blow in my living room on a Saturday night, and I still remember that bit he did about. Why you shipping food there?
Right.
The fucking nothing grows.
Right.
Lee, Ron White's in studio. Drink that fucking drink.
I'm drinking it.
You over there putting ice in it, diluting it. Take a shot. Columbus did. It's always a
It's
Ron White's in studio.
pretty much gone. Oh yeah, I love
this is number one here. That now from there, where the fuck was your head the next day? You're like, this is it. There's no more working at a fucking job. There's dick.
I wasn't really good at anything and at all, and was also a little on the lazy side, and so I was horrible at high school, and I got kicked out in the 10th grade, and joined the Navy, and got kicked out of the Navy after 18 months because I was horrible at that, really bad at that, and I was just. My brain just, I knew I wasn't stupid like everybody claimed, because I knew that my brain had something in it. Something was there, but it was so unfucking defined. I just couldn't figure out what it was, and so really the first time I went on stage, I was on stage going, "Oh, I'm a comedian." Well, that's fucking good to know. At least I know it. But I knew the first time I walked on stage, this is where it fits. This is exactly the puzzle piece that fits the fucking puzzle piece of my brain and what it will do. Whether I was born to be a stand-up comic or it just happened along or whatever, but I would starve to death in any other country on this planet with the skills that I have. But in the U.S.
That makes two of us. That makes two. I told Lee last night, Lee, if it wasn't for... I thought when I came down here only because of the pilot. They saw me in Seattle. I didn't think I was good enough to live in L.A. I said, it's not going to work. And I said, I'll give myself a year. If this fails, I'll move to Jersey and just sell drugs. I've done it all. I've been a chef at fucking Wendy's. I couldn't do it. I was a chef at Wendy's. I was in the chef training program.
Okay.
But, it just fit. When I got on stage, I knew I didn't want to work days. My mom owned a bar, and her days were free, and I loved her lifestyle. She worked from 8 to 3, and that was a great lifestyle.
Yeah, right.
She went there in the daytime. She looked at the receipts. She talked to a few people, and then she was on her way to a Met game, getting fucking lit, go home, cook dinner, we eat dinner, abandon ship, go to the bar, work until 3. I always knew I was not going to get a day job. It just wasn't going to work. I tried the bartending. Who the fuck wants to bartend? You want to be on the other side of the bar, drinking for free.
There's no better job. Alex, I mentioned Alex earlier. His the reason he decided to go into stand-up was he was working as the bartender at the club, and he had to go do something at the condo, and the guys were at the pool on a Wednesday, and just floating there chatting up to chicks, and and he was like, "That's what I want to do. I want to lay by the pool on Wednesday, not get up and drive someplace."
Fuck no.
And
I was a failure. I knew it wasn't going to work, Ron White.
Yeah.
I knew it wasn't going to work. Let me ask you this. I know it's an offsetting question. That guy that talked you into going down there, you still communicate with him?
Yeah, Sam.
How crazy is that?
Yeah, no. Sam's a great guy. I always thought he'd be a horrible salesman, and he was like way better than me, and I was pretty good. And I bought him a bicycle. He liked cross country bicycling, and he had this big, part of a big group of people that did it, and so I bought him the most ridiculous bicycle ever. And then I bailed him out of jail a couple times. So yeah, we stay in contact. And he usually when I play, he still lives around where he used to, same house. So whenever I play Fort Worth or Dallas or whatever, he always comes out to shows.
The first guy that
kids.
The first guy that ever mentioned stand up to me, I was working at Hollister Chrysler Plymouth, snorting coke 7 days a week. Making $7-8 grand a month selling cars, out there with a suit on, thinking you're fucking John Gotti, but I was snorting all night, every night till 6. Then I went over to Bill Crouch Subaru, and like the third day, there was a new manager there, and we actually bumped fucking heads. Like, it was like, fuck you, I do it this way, and he's like, fuck you, I do it this way. And this guy got in my face, and I got in his face, and like 2 days later, we got broken up that night. And 2 days later, I'm outside waiting for a customer, and this crazy fuck comes up to me and goes, "Hey, man, I don't know what happened between us the other day, nor do I care. I know you maybe not like you. I'm not too crazy about you." He goes, "But for 10 years of my life, I was an assistant to an entertainment director in Vegas." And he goes, "I'll tell you something. You don't need to be selling cars. You could be a stand-up comic." I'm like, "Go fuck yourself. You just called me a fucking loser 2 days ago. Now you're telling me I could be a stand-up comic."
You can be a stand-up comic and a loser also.
Yeah, at the same time.
I've seen it happen.
No, please.
I've done it.
So it's those, I never know. I always sit there for nights thinking about what his name is, and I would love to see him and give him a hug and go, "You were fucking right." That was the first. Then other people came along and said different things.
Nudged you in that direction.
Now so now you're a feature act, you're out there. I start comedy in 91. For 3 years, I just sold Valiums. I told my friends, come to my show. They would call me and go, "You got a gram of blow?" "Yeah." "Show up at the Broker. It's there." We're going in like fucking Marines. You understand me?
Welcome to church, motherfucker.